Good afternoon, everyone. We are broadcasting to you live from Landywood Snooker Club just outside Birmingham. This is the semi-final stage of Landywood British Open. On the TV table, we have Mink Nutcharut from Thailand against Kenna from England. The match is about to start. It's best of 7 frames.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're on to the semi-finals of the Landywood British Open Championship. We have two referees on table 4. We have Rod Eaton, and table 2 we have Stuart Barker. Give them a nice round of applause, please.
The other semi-final
And over on table 4, which is being streamed,
is played at the same time. It's between the defending champion Wu An-yi from Hong Kong, China, against a very young, up-and-coming player from Thailand as well, Nutcharut. Hope you enjoy this afternoon with us. Here comes the handshake. The players will take a photo just before the semi-final. So Mink breaks off and get this match underway. They both played very well in the quarterfinal early on today. 2 whitewash matches. Brilliant long pot from Kenna. Her first shot of the match. Nicely on the black. She beat the reigning world champion Bai Yulu 3-0. Just a couple of hours ago. Possibly not the best cannon she got there. Not sure if she's on anything now. The tournament started 2 days ago. Now it's just 4 left. Has to play safe here. Very good condition here in Landywood Snooker Club, our title sponsor. So fast, and the pack of reds opens up so easily. On the screen you can see the average shot time. No easy way to come back, so just a containing safety from Mink. Kenna, 36 years old, from Keighley, not far from here. Made 2 breaks, 37-34 in a quarter-final match to beat Bai Lu. Fairly good quality of safety exchange here. Still trying to find a pathway for the cue ball to travel back to the balk area. Can she do it? It's all right. Both players has been on main tour. In fact, Mink is still on the World Snooker Tour now. Just trying to work out if she can see the potting angle. She'll go for it. Looking at the red just above the black for the cue ball to travel back. Not an easy path. Just hit it a bit thick. At least she's left the red to the middle for Mink. So first scoring chance in this match for Mink. Possibly have to play a deep screw shot here. That's all right. She made breaks of 34 and 56 in her quarterfinal match against player from Hong Kong, Chow Wai Lam, beating her 3-0. Now that's a miss. Not easy for Kenna though. Trying to play a very hard stun shot. Awkward handbrake. A fairly open table here, but Not something easy to start. Not anything easy to start. Looking at one red to go to the right hand corner, but not easy by any means. Decided just to play safe instead. So Mink sends the cue ball back to the bulk cushion. She's very much in trouble. This coming up shot. Very likely snookered on every reds. Has to play containing safety, but that's gone wrong. Another chance for Kenna. Has to show some coup power to get on the pink or the black. I'm trying to force an angle, but missed the red. Still a fairly open table for the young Thai player. Has made several breaks over 50 this weekend, Mink. Very good brick builder. Let's see how much can she score. The break has been going on smoothly. A few more reds to go for. Nicely on the back again. Now we welcome our first guest commentator, Miss Diana Schuler
Hello.
from Germany. She is the director of World Women's Snooker for a decade now.
Yes, that's true. Hello. Hi. Thanks for having me here.
How do you like it here? You have been playing in this fantastic venue, the Landywood Snooker Club, for many times.
I'm here for the second time, I think, and the club is one of the best in the world, I would say. The conditions are spot on, and there's so much love in every detail in this club. And they have great coffee, I have to add. I'm very pleased about that.
Glad you like it.
And the players love as well that they can play on very good conditions here. They love the star tables and the gold room and the silver room with a lot of great. No,
Okay, as many of the players has been enjoying this weekend in Landywood Snooker Club, our title sponsor here. Mink is on this nice break of 41. Now she's leading 45-8. Still a couple more reds in the open for the taking. This positional shot. One cushion, and she's nicely on this red to the right corner. Of course, has to play with the rest. Good pot. Needs another two reds to go over the line. Nicely judged again. She can pop this one to the right. Maybe the cue ball has to go towards the bulk cushion. A bit hampered as well. Oh, decided to go for the corner, the green pocket. Nicely done. Nice gesture from Kenna there as well. Nicely done to develop this one to the left middle. Our first break over 50 in the semi-final. Now Mink has gone over the line. Won this frame by one visit. £55 to lead, with just 51 on the table. And this blue to make it short. Now Kenna needs at least 3 snookers. Would you please welcome our second guest commentator, Ms. Mandy Fisher, the chairwoman?
President.
The president of World Women's Snooker. Lovely to have you here. Our trophy is named after you as well.
Yes, thank you.
Have you seen this break? It's been fantastic from Mink. It's a break of 64 actually.
Yes, we've had some lovely breaks this weekend and some really good play, very consistent breaks by many of the girls, including that magnificent 113 by Onyi.
We hope to get one of those in our semi-finals, and the final upcoming tonight will be 7, right?
Yes.
Just now Diana was talking about how nice this club is, our title sponsor, and so many players love coming here. Probably not only participating in this great event, but also just hang around to speak to people and enjoy their time here.
Yes, absolutely. Our tournaments are usually very friendly and nice weekends to come. So as well as the competitive play, there's a lot of downtime and a lot of hugs, and everybody, until they get on the table, loves each other. And the club, Landywood Snooker Club, is one of the best in the country. And Paul and Debbie are fantastic hosts. And we just absolutely love coming here.
Oh, very nice long pot there for Mink as well. How impressed are you by the standards now?
Very much. I actually said earlier, because obviously I'm also a tournament director and I don't always get time to watch some of the matches, but when I do go in between putting on other matches, I was watching it and just thought how much all of the players have improved. And what is nice, we have so many more nationalities playing so much better, and it's really good to see. And they can only improve. The better the players that they play, the more improvement you can see. Definitely, a lot of people say, the women, they don't win any matches on the main tour, but they are winning matches and they are getting better. You can definitely see the 4 that are playing in the main matches. They definitely improve. And the only way you can improve is to play better players.
Yeah, exactly. Just now, at the moment we speak, Zhao, another young, talented Thai player, is playing on another table for another semi-final. How well did she do?
She's done amazing. She's had consistent 50 breaks. She must have had 10 breaks over 50 in this whole tournament. And after seeing her not that long ago in Belgium, I just think she's coming on leaps and bounds, and she's certainly one to watch for the future. I always said Mink is going to be something special, but I think Gel is too.
Now, as we speak, the first frame of this semi-final looks like coming to an end, and Mink has done tremendously. A break of 64, and now just clearing up. She wants to put every ball on the table, doesn't she?
Yeah, she's got a great cue action. She's very dedicated. So is Bex, but she's also runs her own business, Yorkshire Cue Sports, and selling cues. And she's very very busy. That she does coaching. She encourages all players to come and play. So she's very good in all directions, and also a very good player.
Just as we speak, we see the scoring on the other table. That's our other semi-final. That's between Hong Kong's Wu An-yi against Zhao Larucha. She's only 19.
She is. She's got a great future ahead.
What about our defending champion On-yi there?
Onyi is probably, I would say, the most dedicated player on the circuit. If there's a spare table, she'll be on it practicing, and she doesn't come off. You have to make sure that she's just so dedicated. She plays all the time that she can and practices. And those in Hong Kong will tell you the same, that it's a job to get her off the table. To be honest, she's the most dedicated of all our players on the circuit.
Well, we'll take a very short break, and hopefully you come back and join us again for the second frame.
Thank you. Frame two. Kenna to break.
Good afternoon again, everyone. Thanks for joining us at Landywood Snooker Club, just outside Birmingham. This is the semi-final of British Open. Kenna just broke off. Offered an early on chance. Obviously, she is in very good form, isn't she?
She's playing amazing. She's been so consistent this weekend, and so determined.
It was only a safety by Kenna went wrong in the first frame, then Mink got in, made a break of 64. Got 1-0 by just one visit. Good quality there.
Mink is also the first woman to make a 147 at high end in Thailand, Bangkok, Thailand, that was filmed. I know she wasn't playing in a match, but she was playing a match against somebody at the time, and it was superb. So it's the first one we've ever had filmed, and you can see that also on YouTube.
You know what impressed me the most? I was there in Nanjing when she played in the International Championship against Ronnie for her opening match. That's not just in front of camera, the lights, but there are like about 2,000 people watching her doing it. She won 2 great frames, made 70 breaks. Impressive.
Yes, very impressive. She's not deterred by any of that, and even though Ronnie is her hero, and a lot of people would be phased by playing Ronnie, she wasn't, and she really did put up a good show, and she played very well, as she did in the mixed pairs that was last year. I mean, she's superb.
Just trying to develop more reds here to the open, but failed to do so. I spoke to Onyi and Bayulu, of course, during this weekend. They both mentioned how important it is to get a better shot selections. That's what they have learned during the past 2 years. How important?
Yes, absolutely. I do feel that makes a lot of difference. And as I said, playing on the main circuit, you do learn far more. It's really important to stay within the balls, select the correct shots. And many players can only develop that by practice and by experience, playing in all of the matches against better players.
17.
Oh, does this one cut to the right corner, do you think?
Yes, I think it does. It's quite thin, but it's a question of where does the white ball go, flying up the table or into the reds.
She's putting in a lot of left-hand side on this one. Check the cue ball.
Yes, just to avoid the reds.
Very good. Her first shot of the match was also very impressive. That's a long one to the same corner pocket. Now she's on this green with a nice angle to travel down for more reds.
Yes, Bex has improved tremendously, having had 2 years on the circuit and the main tour. And she has learnt a lot, considering she came into snooker playing a bit later in life than many people do. She's done extremely well.
Oh, this red is going to cost her 4 points there. But has she left anything for Mink?
No, I think she's got away with it. There may be one in the middle.
Kind of difficult to tell from this camera angle. Now in the top women's game, this also happens. Just one mistake can cost you the frame. Obviously goes, and she's nicely on the pink, maybe and the black as well. Would you play the black and
Yes.
a little cannon on the other red?
Yes, cannon onto the other red, so you're on the red into the same pocket. I think she was a bit straight on that one.
Mandy, we have traveled to so many places on tour in recent couple of years, haven't we?
Definitely, yep. Singapore and twice to Bangkok and China last year and China again this year in May. and also the USA, who are growing from strength to strength. Ox Billiards over there sponsors and supports the women's game.
And at this time of the season, we're all looking forward to the World Championship to be staged in Dongguan, China again.
Yeah, Dongguan Champing. They was so welcoming last year. I can't wait to go back again this year. And it made all my dreams come true because it was our first major event in a main arena. And they looked after us so well. You know, I've been involved, as most people know, for about 44 years. And it really did make my dreams come true.
Just as we speak, how well did she play that? 2 cushions on both pink and black. Looks like she's going for the pink now. Decided against it.
As you say, shot selection is important as to how she gets onto the next red, giving her enough angle to get back onto either the pink or the black.
The red on the top cushion could be in the way if she wants to go into the reds from the black.
Yeah, she's gone up nicely for that red. The reds along the cushion are very difficult. They're very tight pockets.
If she gets the angle, she can develop more reds into play.
Yes.
Within a few shots, she could be over the line soon. Not the best angle on the black now.
No, this is a tricky one. I don't know if she's going to if she's got the angle to just kiss into the reds, to just free up another red.
Possibly putting on a bit more left-hand side here. Oh, so much side on it. Oh.
It just kicked the black away.
Anyway, enough points on the table. Long red to the green pocket, or the one to the left middle. Which one is easier?
I don't fancy any of them. She's going for the long one, just a little screw back.
She likes to go for shots, doesn't she?
She also thinks about what she's leaving. And
yeah, brilliant. Nicely played.
Very nice.
Good positional shot. Red to the same pocket.
Yeah, she should nudge out the green at this point, and hopefully that will free up the other reds. Oh, she's been a bit unlucky there, not to be on anything.
The red next to the pink might still go to the right middle, possibly. I don't know. She might need a cannon into something here.
I think it's quite tight. She's going for the one near the green.
I don't think she's on it.
She was unlucky where she left the position of the reds. I think she may be. We can't see from this position, can we? Yep, she is.
Looks like she's if she's in her rhythm, she's a very quick player.
Yeah, she is. She's got quite a bit of power. I mean, I've always said snooker is about touch and technique more than power. And obviously, you do need a certain amount of power, but if you get the technique right, you can screw the length of the table.
Well, this camera angle is showing this red should be going to the right middle. If she has a good angle on the green, she can. But looks like she's possibly straight on it.
Yeah, she's going for the black and then the red in the middle. I think. Oh, the red on the bottom cushion.
Not easy, those shots. But after what happened in the first frame, she would like to get a few points on the scoreboard, possibly a good visit.
This is a tough one. Yep. She couldn't get an angle on the black, so she had to hit it harder than she would have liked.
It's all right. She has not left it. Just a bit of an update on the other semi-final. Our defending champion Onyi has won her first frame. Now she's leading 1-0 against Gel.
Mink is protecting her lead.
We've seen a frame and a half here. Very good quality, I should say.
Where's the cue ball going?
Even the world #1 player can sometimes make mistake like that. But luckily, not so much to go for Kenna.
That's a good safety shot.
Sometimes we were involved with activities like amateurs playing pros. The pros always give some advice saying, just go for the pot, don't play safe. There's no point playing safe. You have to be very good to play decent safeties.
Definitely. Mark Selby is the master of the safety. And on the women's tour, Onyi is pretty good too.
Nice safety exchange. Both of them could get the cue ball back somewhere near the ball cushion.
She may release the black off the cushion. Well, it's safe anyway. Yeah, safety has improved. I have noticed safety has improved from the players that have been on the tour.
That's dangerous. Could leave one of the reds over the pocket, but she's lucky. The blue has come into rescue. Referee Rod Eaton giving it a good look. Might have to play cushion first now. Would he go for the swan to the middle?
I think she has to. She'll be on-
Attacking, aggressive player she is, Kenna.
Yes, it should be on the pink or blue. Oh, green. Didn't see that one.
Nice pot in the middle, but the last two reds needs a bit work on it.
If she was brave, she'd take the green on and screw into the reds to release another red. I think she's just working her way into playing it into the game as she lost the first frame. She didn't want to take any risks.
There has to be a reason that he forced an angle to bring the cue ball back here. But I don't think she's on one. That's gone wrong. Maybe a shot to nothing here for Mink. Very good rest player here. Not quite. I was speaking to Oni the other day. She mentioned she loves promoting the sport, going to schools, getting different people to know the sport.
Yeah, she's a wonderful ambassador and a superstar in Hong Kong and other places.
One important thing, she told me she thinks snooker is a great sport that helps you to educate your mind to improve your like willpower.
Yes, definitely. And it is like chess. You have to figure out more moves ahead than just potting one red and a colour. Sometimes you can think 3 or 4 moves ahead. So it's very strategic. And also, it helps with your maths for adding up, knowing how many's left, knowing how many you need, knowing if you need snookers. So it's an ideal sport for any youngster to take up, and it gives you the educational needs.
Can she pot this long red and nicely on one of the colors? Could be the key. How well did she play that?
Lovely cueing. Also, it teaches you angles, how to pop balls. You need to know what angle. That comes with practice and experience.
That's actually the reason when I was just a school kid, my parents allowed me to watch an hour of snooker. That's all we get back in the 90s in China. An hour of recorded snooker match. But it's like TV heaven for us. It's so good watching players like Henry Dusty Davis playing the Matchroom League back in the old days.
Absolutely, it's brilliant. The coverage of snooker really is amazing.
Didn't see that coming. But pink is a tricky shot to the right middle, but missed it by a little.
I think there's a lot of pressure on these last few balls because there's a huge difference between being 2-0 up and 1-1. That's a very nice shot.
Impressive. Becca got at least 3 very good long pots here. The first 2 frames.
She's not quite hit that hard enough, but she is perfectly capable of clearing the balls.
The black might help getting the cue ball back to the green. Oh, there is a gap. But the position of the cue ball is not very ideal. She can still go for it. Got away again.
Yeah, she was lucky.
Could be in trouble for the next shot though. The top women players are very good at playing snookers too. Just now we've seen Bao Lu getting 3 or 4 back.
Yeah, she did. I really did think she was going to win that frame against Bex.
She clearly knows the speed of the table now. But this could be going on for a while. So Mandy, what do you think will be the next step for the women's snooker there?
Well, we go, as I said, we go back for the World Championship in China in May, and we are scheduled to stay there for a few years, and I just think it will get bigger and better. We're hoping to also have an event in Hong Kong. Dongguan Xiangping is quite close to the Hong Kong border, and we're exploring the possibility of maybe a double event in the future.
A lot of the players love traveling, don't they?
Yes, they do. It is quite expensive, but the prize money is increasing all the time, and sponsorship is coming in, which is lovely. And I think we have a really fantastic tour now. We have the support of the WPBSA.
Kenna is from Kithley. There is a very good pool and snooker player, Chris Mallin, from the same area. When Chris first came to China, came to Beijing, he asked me, "Can you pick me at the airport?" Something like that. It was like many of the players, when they come to China, when they come in early for like a few extra days for practice, they could ask me to pick them up from the airport, saying, "Well, I'm not familiar to that place, but would you please meet me at the airport, then get me to the hotel?" Not many people speak English.
No, I think that's a mistake from Bex. I'm not sure if she's left it. She may just be able to swerve around the blue.
But last year when they came to Dongguan, they were looked after so well.
Absolutely, yes. You mentioned giving lifts. Well, we were met at the airport by 5 limousines, the equivalent of a Rolls Royce in this country, and that was just for 2 of us. It was quite overwhelming, but really lovely. And they were also the sponsors of, part sponsors of the event. All in all, it was just a fantastic experience, and I do really love China.
When it comes to long pots, Kenna was doing better, has been doing better in this semi-final so far. But Mink really wants to pot this brown, and she will need the blue and pink as well for a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, she has the advantage that the black is on the cushion if she manages to pot this.
Again, not easy to bring the cue ball back for the pink. And also, this is a long pot.
She practices these all the time. I'm hopeful she'll get it.
It's the positions that matters.
It's different when you're in a match as to when you're in practice. The pressure's on. Beautiful.
Very well played to hold the cue ball there. And as she pots this pink, she leads by 2-0.
Thank you, friendly. That's what to me.
A very good warm welcome again to everyone. Thanks for joining us for the third frame of the semi-final of Landywood Women's British Open. Mink has made a very nice break of 64 to win the first. And also, when it comes down to the business end of the second frame, she potted a tremendous brown, blue and pink to go 2-0. The cue ball in and out of the fork, just caught the jaw of the right middle, holding her hand up to say sorry. She might be lucky to be still on one of the reds. In fact, a very nice angle to take the cue ball back to the black as well. Fairly open table here. As Mink is making a very nice break here, we welcome our third guest for this afternoon, English player Leslie Roberts. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. This is the first time I've ever done this, so I'll do my best. I've been playing this weekend in the seniors and the main competition, and got knocked out. So I'm here doing this.
You win some, you lose some, don't you?
That is what this game is like, and 37 years on, I'm still struggling with that.
It's okay. Just as we were talking you through this game, we spoke to Mandy just now, and we were saying, I spoke to Onyi earlier this week.
Yeah.
She says snooker is a sport that teaches you life lessons. It helps you to get your mind a bit tougher.
It does.
How does it work?
Well, for me, I love playing it because I can't think about anything else when I'm doing it. So I think it's really good for mental health in that way. You can just completely switch off from any of the stress or troubles in your life and concentrate on where you want to hit the cue ball, where you want the object ball to go, and where you want the cue ball to finish. And I think it's brilliant for that. I know there is some work being done by the EPSB and the coaches on mental health awareness and how snooker helps with that. And I think that's brilliant.
Well, it was a unexpected miss from Mink.
Yeah.
Now Kenna's back on the table.
Yeah, there's not an easy colour to get on unless she screws right back, I think, for the blue. The pink doesn't go anywhere and the black's on the cushion.
We've seen her playing a lot of long pots very well. Those power shots Kenna just played. It's just she couldn't really put together a sizable break yet.
No, it's one of the hardest things in this game, being consistent. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't.
Right, wrong side of the blue though,
Yeah,
but she can bring the cue ball back.
Yeah. And sometimes when I'm playing this shot, I feel like I don't really have enough power to get up the table and back down. So I know Bex has got good cue power, so we'll see what she does with this. hard to know which boat colour she's going to go between. Right. Yeah.
Still on this next one to the left corner, but it's not an easy shot by any means.
No, she's a bit close to the cushion there. She's probably going to go up for the blue.
Oh, terrific.
Yeah, handy.
So, Leslie, you have been involved with this sport for quite some time. Are you excited to see the players, how well nowadays they are doing?
Yeah, I was first involved with women's snooker back in the 80s when I was about 16 and played in some of the women's competitions in the Northwest. And then I had a huge 37-year gap where I didn't play anything at all. And then I came back to it around about 2020. And it really has developed since then, the whole tour, the whole level of women's snooker. And it's getting better and better. Lots of younger players coming through now who are just incredibly talented.
Well, as a journalist, the first question I asked to the great Alison Fisher was about the cue sport itself, and the first reply she got back to me was, cue sport is such a, oh, that was so lucky out there, the double kiss. It's a sport that requires mental strength, probably more than any other sport. Would you agree?
Yeah, it's really exhausting. And if you're playing lots of matches one after another, yeah, you need determination, resilience, confidence. So it develops all those kinds of skills that, people need in life. Oh, ooh, that was
Not
close.
2 flukes in a row.
No.
That brings Mink back to the table.
Yeah.
Can she get over the line from here?
I think she's probably going to go up and take the blue from this red. Or she might screw back for the black, depends. See, a lot of the younger players now have incredible cue power and an ability to strike the ball very well, and the timing, of course, the timing of your cue, making contact with the cue ball at the right time is and pushing through the cue ball is such a difficult thing to be consistent in, especially when you're playing on different kinds of tables.
Didn't control the cue ball well.
No, but
I think she's snookered on every ball here.
she's got a big pack to aim for.
Well, anyway, how do we get started? Just walk into a nice club like this to find a coach? How do we do this?
Watch it on television first, I think. Family members often get people involved. My grandfather got me involved at the age of 3. He took me down to a snooker club. He was babysitting me for the afternoon. He took me there, and I remember watching the balls coming down into the baskets because that's how big I was. So that often is the case, that elder family members. But yeah, snooker clubs these days are very different places. They're very welcoming, and they've got such a different atmosphere in them than what used to be there in the 80s and 90s. Yeah, I mean, this club is lovely. This is the nicest club I've ever been in. This.
We say thank you again to Landywood Snooker Club, our title sponsor. It was just Mink's 2-cushion escape that went wrong.
Yeah.
Brought Rebecca Kenna straight back in. What a nice chance.
Nice pot. That's not easy to judge.
She made a 24 break in the second frame, but now we're looking at maybe clearing up the table in this visit.
Yeah, you were just talking about breaks, I think, a moment ago, and I was lucky enough to watch On's break this morning, and I really respect how calm and she remains so calm looking when she's playing. I don't know what's going on inside, but she actually looks relaxed and calm, and that's part of this, being able to stay in that state.
Another cue ball control area. Not being able to get on the pink nicely, so decided to go for the safety.
Yeah.
It was a two-cushion escape that went wrong. Mink just did. But now she could be in more trouble. What shot do you play here?
Probably kind of where she was looking, behind the green. Maybe to clip this one and back up the table. Clip the one nearest the pink, possibly. And make sure the cue ball's not left at the bottom of the table, because that's where all the reds are.
Just caught the black. If this red goes to the right middle, then
Yeah, not an
no,
easy
she
cut.
wants to have it back.
This is a tough job for the ref because lots of balls have moved.
Mr. Rod Eaton.
I've got some there around about here.
The refs are great here. They're very patient and kind and do a really good job.
It's not easy, isn't it?
No, and we don't have the technology that shows us where the balls were, so the refs really have to remember. And as a player, it's always a good idea to spot the cue ball anyway, certainly, by spotting the cue ball, I mean working out where it was on the table. There's a technique that people use by lining it up with things that are off the table, things in the environment, to help place it back afterwards.
Well, she got it right this time, but still left some pot for Kenna. Should have no problem. Potting one of the reds, maybe to the left corner.
Yeah, it's not easy to see the angle here from where we are, but it looks like it might take her into the black if she...
She was looking at the natural angle to get on the pink from this red in the middle of the table.
She's possibly going to stun it. Maybe back for the blue. Or, no, she stunned it over for the pink, but missed the pot. I have this saying when I practice PNP, pot, no position. And sometimes it's position, no pot. PNP.
Well, we've seen those scenarios a couple of times in this match already.
Yeah.
Oh, she's going to be hampered on this black.
which is hard with small hands. I think small hands are an advantage on a snooker table if you happen to be queuing in the pocket. You can get your hand in the pocket, but always a disadvantage in this kind of scenario, and being shorter as well. You can't get up and above, so you end up using the instruments more often.
This is a horrible shot to play. Whoa, but she got it.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
good pot and good position. P and P, not P, NP for that one.
Just a little bit of an update on the other table. Our defending champion from Hong Kong, China, Ng An Yi, is leading 2-0. But in the third frame, her young opponent, Zhao, is leading 48-15.
That was a good shot. She's nicely on the right side of the blue. That was really well judged. She's got a good angle on that red now to get back up for the blue.
So at this time, you would be thinking how to get on the last red.
Oh, she's coming back. Oh no, she's gone up.
No luck this time. Both reds left for Kenna.
Although I think you were talking earlier about getting more people involved in snooker, more women and girls involved, and I think it's about going into schools. I know some work was done taking snooker into schools. I'm not sure if that work has continued, but that would help to have more funding to do that, I think.
Well, every time we have a tournament on the professional tour, we do get the players to visit schools.
Yeah.
To get the children interacting with the top players on a full-size or a small-size table. That always helps. Good. So after that, when the children goes back home to see what's going on TV, oh, that's another bad miss from Kenna. Well, anyway, the children will be interested in watching a bit more.
Yeah, yeah. I think, like lots of sports, you need to have a go to know and understand what's happening when you watch it on the television. That was a nice kiss on the blue.
Very well judged. So this little angle might take the cue ball back to the yellow, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Just need the yellow to go over the line, I think. Might be... Should be 26 points the lead with just 25 on the table. If she pots the yellow.
Back in the 80s, when I was first playing, and I played in the Northwest Ladies Championships, there was a young woman, well, she was a girl actually, she was only 8, used to play all her shots with the rest. She was very good, and she used to beat us.
It's like what Ding was when he was before 10.
Right.
Couldn't reach any shot on the table.
Yeah, it sounds the same.
Right, 29 points the lead. Only 22 on the table. These two snookers, Kenna. So you must have played against many, the players like Alison Fisher, Callie Fisher, Karen Core.
No, I didn't back then. No, I just was playing in the northwest, really, and that was 1985, 6, and 7. And then, of course, the big thing happened where there was less sponsorship for snooker, and a lot of players stopped playing, I think, and some women went over to America to play on the pool tour instead. So no, I wasn't around them. No, I think Mink's about to pot the black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a very nice long pot
Yeah.
on the brown. Then cleared up the table. She has just won this frame by 82 to 31. We'll take a short break as we look at the scoreboard on the other table, the other semi-final between Hong Kong's Ng An Yi against young challenger from Thailand, Jao Narucha.
Thank you, Fruitful. Rebecca Canterbury.
A very good afternoon again. To the world, actually. You know, a lot of fans are watching from Thailand. Sawadee Cup to everyone there. And co-commentating with me is great player Leslie Roberts.
Hello, world again.
The first 3 frames, we've seen some quality play good long pots. Fantastic break from Mink in the first frame. That's a 64, very solid.
Yeah.
Kenna was potting in a few great long pots too, but just struggling a bit to get the cue ball under control. And also, some of the cannons didn't work well. This is a best of 7 frames match. Can Kenna make some sort of a comeback?
That's the advantage of longer matches, is that you do get a chance to have a comeback. If you're a player that, well, I'm a player that tends to lose my first match. It takes me a while to settle in and to understand how the table's playing, because you play on lots of different tables. You might be playing on a star table 1 minute and then what feels like a more ordinary club table for your next match. So just settling down on the table can take some time. But with a longer match, of course, that's better. I also play on in a league with the club that I'm at, and that is one frame. When we play on at our league matches, that's tough. 1 frame. Yeah. I think I'm on something like 30% wins in that.
Still going for her shots, but this one is going to leave an early door chance for Mink. Well, just like you mentioned, the playing conditions can be difficult, but in here, Landywood Snooker Club, top class, isn't it?
It really is. The tables are fantastic. The whole place is just fantastic. There's a real quality feel to it. So anybody that's listening that's never been to Landywood, you don't know what you're missing.
We have a small community here, a little crowd actually in the arena watching it. Nice for them to come.
Yeah.
Need supporters. Every sport needs its own supporters.
Yeah, and while you're playing, sometimes you're unaware of, certainly here, you're unaware of who's watching, and you can be very just focused on the game and not necessarily aware of other people. But there are other people around here today, and that's great.
Suddenly no problem for Mink here. She played Ronnie earlier this season in a packed arena of 2,000 people. She managed to win 2 frames out of it.
Yeah, that's a bit of a reference to what you were talking about before, about mental strength needed. Certainly still for the women in this sport, playing on the main tour is a pretty big thing still, to go out there and compete, because it's still so recent for them.
Well, just as we speak, another young player from Thailand, Chow, has won the 3rd frame of the other semi-final. Now she's trailing 2-1.
You can tell when the cue ball is hit well, it just seems to float around the table, doesn't it?
What a word, float around the table. Now come down for the black now. Well, you just can tell when the object balls are going into right in the heart of the pocket.
That looks like quite a straight shot there on the black. I was practicing this the other day because you so often have to play a screw back shot from this, and yeah.
Sometimes you would think any kind of angle helps,
Yeah.
but it's dead straight.
I think it's something that's good to practice because it does happen. It is going to happen, and it's good to know that you can get yourself out of that situation.
Speaking of good clubs, we've been to a couple of best ones in Bangkok as well. The high end, and also the one James Watana had. I think I made a visit in 2017 or 18.
Right, I haven't
So
been over
nice, very nice, big and open, clean, air conditioning, top class. And Mr. Watana even had a chef cooking for us.
Wow.
A very nice home cooking Thai food.
there. Very healthy, normally, isn't it? Thai food.
I would just say it's nothing like you would imagine, like a takeaway. It's nothing like that. So good.
Do you think she's going to maybe go into the reds here?
Possibly, but the camera angle just showed. It looks like the one on the left of the pack actually
that
goes,
one.
yeah. Well, with that angle, she had to play.
Yeah.
But has she
I
left
think-
anything?
I think
Might
there's
have got
one
away
up-
with it.
I think there might be one up to right top pocket. Hard to see. Maybe not.
Got lucky there. Kenna has
That
nothing
does-
to go for.
That does come into this game as well, doesn't it? Good luck, bad luck, and it's so difficult if you're having a day where just your opponents are getting the run of the ball. That's when you need the mental strength.
Yep. Kenna was unlucky in the last frame. This time, no, nothing. It might even be a touching ball. Might be not, but nothing to go for.
Yeah, just a containing shot.
Well, speaking of food, actually, I've spoken to so many Chinese players when they come over to UK to get used to the life in this country. One thing they struggle a lot is they miss the food.
Yeah.
Other way around too, when the British players come to China to play in our events, they kind of struggle with food too.
Yeah, but I think it's good to go and be in other cultures with other food.
Not all the long ones going in, but what's funny has been last month in Yushan, we were in World Open. Joe O'Connor played really well to get into the final, and the trick for that fantastic run is to order the same pizza every day.
Oh, that's the trick, is it? Mine would have to be a gluten-free vegan pizza with no soya. Yeah. Right, I'll remember that tip. Thank you.
Doesn't work for everyone.
I think mine's chocolate. Not chocolate pizza, just chocolate.
She would love to get the cue ball back a bit more, but as it stands, left an easy starter for Kenna there. Top spin to get on the blue.
Yeah. Just need a few pots and your confidence gets back up. When it's going bad, you kind of you worry that it's left you and that's it. You're never going to be able to play a good shot again. But a few shots on, it changes.
6.
That was a good cannon that worked out.
That's a good screw back.
But with those reds on the bulk cushion, Kenna is going to need some of those reds to win the frame. Anyway, just to score as many as she can now.
That's a good pot.
Yeah, tricky shot with the rest.
Yeah.
Nicely on the back.
Yeah. It's important to practice with the rest during practice sessions. Make life difficult for yourself during practice as well. Whoa.
Again, was she concentrating on cannon onto the paint there?
Yeah, I think so. Well, the black's nicely over the pocket for whoever pots the next red. This is one of those shots where it's a fine contact, isn't it? And you're just not sure where the cue ball's going to be.
Doesn't really want to go into the bulk now.
No.
Oh. That's okay.
Yeah.
8.
The young players nowadays, they practice really hard, don't they?
Yes, they do. I was talking to some players at a tournament a few months ago.
Another surprise there, but go on.
Yeah, that they were talking about playing for 8 hours a day, practicing for 8 hours a day. It's like a job, I suppose. I manage 2 hours every Monday, Wednesday and Friday.
Why those days?
Yeah, it's why those days? That's a really good question. I don't know why I've chosen those days. Probably because there's three sessions during the week. And then I play on a Wednesday evening in my district league.
So Mink comes back to the table quickly. That's the red missed by Kenna. How well did she play that?
Yeah. Do you think she's just going to leave the reds alone at the top? Just leave them where they are.
Suddenly can't really play for one of those. Tried to play the cannon, just missed it.
I think she missed that by a millimetre.
Anyway, 32 points the lead. Mink is still very much in the driving seat of this frame.
think she's putting the red with the others. Yeah.
Yeah, our young boys, when they come to UK, when they play on the main tour, they always say it was not until they play several of the professional tournaments that they learn how to play safety, how the tactical side of the game is so important.
Yeah, I think I'm only just learning about that myself. But that is a whole other side of it, knowing about shot choice and yeah, I can't think of another example there. But things that are not all the side of the game that isn't to do with how you're hitting the cue ball, not your cue skills, all the other side of the game, what to do in certain situations. Yeah, and you can't learn that until you're competing at a high level.
The Reds are getting a bit complicated out there. No easy pots now. So if she wants to cut this red in, has to hit the green. We'll manage to avoid that, but will turn out to be okay. With this camera angle, we can't really judge what's going on there, but
Yeah, the Reds certainly are in a difficult position. It's hard for Bex to come back in this frame, I think.
got a good cue ball there at least. Was she trying to hide the cue ball behind the green?
Yeah.
That's a top shot to play.
That's an excellent shot. Even if the cue ball had just rolled up to the black, it would have created some hindered cueing. Sometimes limiting the object ball that your opponent can go for is one of those strategies that you learn about.
Not able to pot the long one. Left it to the right corner. That's a bit careless. Which color do you go for?
Well, I think she's chosen brown.
Oh, she's really going for
the
it.
pot, isn't she? Maybe she's thinking of moving to two reds. Yeah. Ooh, nearly. I think there's just space to pop that with the rest. Sometimes when the pressure is really on, you can't hit the ball as cleanly or with your timing as it should be, because you're slightly tense.
That's a good cannon. So she needs one of the reds and another color to leave Kenna needing snookers. When you can see the winning line, you might be feeling a bit different.
Ooh.
That could be the pressure.
She's going to have to play cushion first, I think. And it's difficult because if she plays the top cushion first, she's possibly hitting the other red. That might work out quite well if it flicks the red away.
The stats just showing the high break of the match. Mink made it 64 in the first frame. Kenna's best one is 24 in the second. I think she tried to develop the other red, but
yeah,
not quite.
that's going to be a tough pot on that red that's left if she brings the cue ball back. And she's going top spin, I think. Right, she's left herself an angle on it.
We don't know if she'll be still going for this, but she's been very aggressive during this match so far.
This is a hit the cushion and the ball at the same time. Well, she didn't play the pot.
Right, only 30 points different. So Mink just needs this red. Could play it as a shot to nothing. Didn't really go for it. Second and third frames were both very close, and Mink managed to pop the key colors to get over the line.
That was a good effort.
Will this third frame be the same case? What was it like to play out there on those fantastic tables?
On the star tables here. Well, for me, they're very fast because I don't get to practice on star tables. So, as I was saying earlier, just getting used to it, they just take some getting used to there. It's just so much more refined than an ordinary club table. Beautiful. And I found myself having to shorten my feathers and just not hit the ball as hard. That then tends to make you not hit through the ball until you're getting used to it.
Might be going for this one. Fantastic.
Yeah, well judged.
So 31 points to lead with only 27 on the table. Mink could be playing another final here. Just trying to put more colors on the cushion. It's going to be difficult for Kenna to come back from here.
Yeah, this is the time where you need mental strength, isn't it? Hold on to yourself and not become frustrated and irritated and despondent, but to try and hold on. Easier said than done.
The final will be also best of 7 frames. Begins about 7 p.m. tonight. Meanwhile, the other semi-final between Onyi and Gel still playing their 4th frame. Onyi taking a 2-1 lead. But quite close in this frame. Gel is leading by 52 to 44. Could be close.
I think that's going to work out. I thought that it would bounce off the cushion more. It's always a dilemma about, at this stage, do you pot balls, go for pots so that you're getting the points, or do you leave more balls on the table so there's more to hide the cue ball behind?
I think the best players always find their way to win. Has to swerve for this. Oh, she got quite lucky there.
Yeah.
Maybe Mink can see part of the yellow there.
Yeah,
She can see enough to pop this, I think.
she can.
I don't know why she's trying to force this in. Is she trying to get the green out of the cushion? We don't know. Not quite snookered.
Not quite.
Trying to get behind the green. That's a good effort.
Hard, isn't it, when you have to sit down and think that why you might have just missed a pot that you would have normally got or got in practice. And it's okay, I think, for a few seconds to have a think about why you might have missed it, but certainly not to dwell on it. Just move on to the next shot.
Yeah, the players always say they have to stay focused on the next shot and next shot only. But I think at this point, it will be difficult for Mink to not think about the final.
Yeah.
And there's still business to do for the rest of the match.
Yeah. The biology that you can't have control over within your own body, things that are going on. He tried to get behind the black there, I think.
So close, but not quite. We've seen fans watching this streaming. Talking about the World's qualifiers draw already. Yes, Mink Nutcharut will be in the EIS in shape again for the World Championship qualifiers.
Yeah, good luck to her. She deserves to do well.
Just the other day, Bayulu told me she's really looking forward to playing that tournament again. But as I asked, how many times have you been playing in those best of 19 matches? She said this will be only her second time. The first time was last year, in the first round of qualifying. Amazing, isn't it? You just watch it on TV all the time, best of 19 matches, but in real life, amateur players doesn't get to play those.
That's right. You might, have a practice session with somebody with 19 match practice session maybe, but not. No, there aren't any competitions for amateurs, I don't think, for 19, best of 19.
Well, that escape didn't really work out, so Kenna got the 4 points she needs. Now the difference. Only 27 with also 27 on the table. It's a bit different now. Still trying her best to get her opponent in trouble.
She has. Angles this game teaches you as well, doesn't it? It's good for learning how to win and be a good loser as well, as is all sport.
That's so tough. That's really tough.
Yeah.
Yes, I also spoke to Bairu about her first round opponent, Liam Highfield. That's about the toughest draw she can get.
Yeah, that will certainly test her. But that's the only way we learn, by being in challenging situations, making mistakes, learning from them. All part of the learning curve. Snooker's a pretty big learning curve, isn't it?
Yep. First time I spoke to Karen Kaur, ladies world champion. The most impressive thing she talked about is how to keep learning. She's already in her 40s by that time we spoke, still trying to learn new things.
Yeah, I think it continues throughout life, lifelong learning about all sorts of things. Snooker is one of them, if you play it or watch it.
Again, 27 the difference, 27 on the table. Just trying to make some distance between the cue ball and the yellow.
Not quite, I think. Oh, no, it's not quite.
Can see a little bit of yellow, I think.
Yeah. You could see from Bex's body language that
A little bit
not
frustrated
quite.
there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's hard sometimes to not show those kinds of frustrations. Some people are better at it than others. I'm still learning how not to show frustration. Yeah.
That's a good one from Mink. Gonna leave some sort of a shot to go for.
Mm.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
So again, one snooker to tie. And here we go again, another round
Excellent.
of safety exchanges, but it'll be really difficult for Kenna to get out of this. What kind of line do you go for?
I think down, table and up. Hoping the cue ball comes. Yeah, down, table, up if the pink's not in the way. Yeah, I think she's got it. Good shot, and
Good
it's gone
shot,
nicely to
yes.
the cushion.
The cue ball has to travel such long distance. Again, she's got a very nice cue ball there.
That's the other thing to practice as well. You know, deliberately putting the cue ball against the cushion. Practice that.
Kind of not happy with that shot, but got away
Yeah.
again. So lucky.
Yeah. Some players at this stage like to roll bowls near pockets. If their opponent is needing snookers.
Well, just a couple minutes ago, the other semi-final finished 4 frames, tied at 2 each. Was 64-64 in frame 4. It was a black ball game, and the young Thai player Gel leveled the match 2 each. Well, this one, world number 1, Mink Nutcharut, looking at a 4-0 win. But Kenna's not giving up.
That's very good.
Just about. Well, the final will also be a best of 7 match. Will begin around about 7 p.m. tonight.
I think she's just looked at the potting angle.
Nearly went in off. Little shake of the head.
At this level as well, tiredness does set in because you play so many matches back to back. And the amount of focus and attention that it needs, makes it tough.
Well, this one clearly cuts to the yellow pocket. I don't think Kenna will be standing up again. Offer a warm handshake. Kind of had everything. Massive flukes. Nice breaks.
Good safety.
Brilliant long pots. But,
Another fluke.
Yeah, another
to
fluke.
Finish.
And anyway, good to see Kenna back in the semi-final again. But it's Mink Nutcharut from Thailand. World number 1 for 18 months now. She is now in the final. The final will be best of 7 frames again. 7 p.m. tonight. And thank you very much, Leslie Roberts.
Well, as they say in Lancashire, thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
Okay, bye.
Thanks everyone, especially all the fans from Thailand as well. A very good afternoon. Wish everyone have a nice weekend.